Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of LANCESCURV. I wanted to share something with you that may not be important to you as far as the surface value, but I wanted to show you how the internet works, mainly social media, mainly how major platforms are at war with each other. And this will limit content creators. It will censor them. It'll make it more difficult for them to share their content. Now, I don't understand, but then again, I do, because platforms like YouTube, they're exposing themselves. There is a lot of money on YouTube for YouTube. There's a lot of money for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. There is a lot of money with advertising. It is much more than what you can comprehend. See, the creators can make money. When you see videos that have large numbers of hits, most people say, oh, you're making a whole lot of money. They don't know that certain channels can be shadow banned, have large amounts of hits and views, and not make much money, if not any at all. It's a sinister situation when you look behind the scenes and when you are a content creator and you experience these things firsthand. The general public doesn't understand. That's another subject. But I wanted to read something to you of what's currently going on now. I'm going to explain beforehand, and then I'm going to still read the article. This is nothing boring, but it's something that you need to know. You have different social media platforms like YouTube and Rumble, and these are the two I'm going to focus on. Right? With YouTube, it's been around for many years. You have a lot of content creators who have been making videos for years and years, like myself. I have about 5,700 videos, approximately, more or less. Many of my videos I have purposely deleted to streamline the content, the message, and to just cut the riffraff and foolishness off, because I'm getting more into a serious space on YouTube with the promotion of LANCESCURV. Okay. But if new platforms come along like Rumble and I want to put my content there, well, you can stream to Rumble, you can upload to Rumble. But what happens when you have a content creator that has thousands and thousands of videos that can be hours and hours long, and you want to put the old videos over to the new platform like Rumble? Well, before, you would have to take one video at a time, download it, upload it, and that takes a lot of internet bandwidth. That takes a lot of juice, so to say. When you live in a country like America, where you can have unlimited downloading, well, it's still tedious, but the bottom line is that it can be done. But when you live in a country where you purchase internet and it's like topping off your gas, where you can run out, the bottom line is that you're not really going to do this, because you're going to have to spend a lot of money on the internet in a place where you can't get it unlimited, where you can just hit buttons and just let it go. You do that in other countries where you have to pay for internet pound for pound, it's not going to work right. So they had a sync feature where you can hit a button on Rumble and pull automatically all of your videos to Rumble from YouTube. There was somewhat of an agreement. Now, that's so much great for the content creators, because they don't have to go and hit one video, download it, upload it, sometimes taking hours, using their limited internet resources in the countries that have it that way. So the bottom line is that we see it's a little sinister behind the scenes with their interaction. And this is where I'm going to read this article. I believe this is from Reclaim the Net. And it's a website that speaks on censorship. It speaks on the shark-like happenings behind the scenes that the general public doesn't know. And I will be bringing you this type of information. It may seem like it's not important, but it will show you how the larger social media platforms, They want to remain dominant. They're not for the creator. They will censor you. You have to say what they only allow you to speak on, and you're boxed in. It wasn't like how it was back in the day. Again, it's not just them with a personality malfunction. The governments are working in with this. It's mind control. It's a matter of controlling the thoughts of the masses of people. And we want to forget other factions, other ideologies. It's not free thought. It's not free speech. It's just control, mass control for other sinister reasons. But I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist right now, which I am, and it's in my DNA, because I do see things that others don't see earlier on. Here's the article. It's not long. Rumble, a rising competitor in the video sharing platform space, has been facing significant hurdles due to actions taken by YouTube, a subsidiary of Google. This issue revolves around the YouTube Sync feature, a tool designed to streamline the transfer of content from YouTube to Rumble. This feature is critical for content creators seeking flexibility and broader audience reach by sharing their videos on multiple platforms. Originally, Rumble approached YouTube in the summer of 2021 to discuss the implementation of an automated synchronization feature. This initiative aimed to facilitate the transfer of large content libraries from YouTube to Rumble, eliminating the need for a tedious manual process. Rumble has been offering a similar feature for transferring videos from its platform to YouTube, emphasizing its commitment to creator convenience and platform interoperability. Despite ongoing antitrust litigation with Google, Rumble was able to communicate with YouTube through legal channels, resulting in an agreement to implement the synchronization feature. This agreement was seen as a positive step toward enhancing the experience for creators on both platforms. However, in a recent and unexpected turn of events, YouTube began to impede the automated syncing process. This was done either by outright blocking these syncs or by reducing the process to an extremely slow pace. Rumble noted that this change occurred without any prior notice or communication from YouTube. This intervention by Google has been detrimental to content creators' ability to efficiently add their videos to Rumble. Rumble has re-engaged with YouTube's legal team in an effort to restore the functionality of the YouTube Sync feature, which is vital for creators who wish to leverage multiple platforms for content distribution. However, weeks of discussion have yet to yield a clear response from YouTube regarding the resumption of these automatic syncs. The situation has forced creators and users who prefer a multi-platform presence to revert to the laborious task of uploading their videos individually to each platform. This ongoing challenge shows the broader issue of the impact of dominant platforms on content creators' freedom and choice. Yes. Greedy, dominant. They don't want you to have an alternative. They don't want you to be able to share your content from YouTube that's yours to a broader audience. Why? Because YouTube shadow bans. And if you can take the content from YouTube and put it somewhere else, they can't control what you put out. We know as content creators who speak on controversial issues like myself, that there's certain things you are not going to put on YouTube because you'll get a community guideline strike on their ever tightening and stringent community guideline rules. It's like now you can't say much. You can't say this. You can't say that. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about the rainbow. Don't talk about the government. Don't talk about certain things that may hurt people's feelings. And then they have the feature on YouTube where they ask you, how did this video make you feel? Did it make you feel good? Did it make you feel bad? And other choices in between on the gradual level. So they're getting feedback from people who are ever sensitive to help go after creators from expressing themselves. They say we have freedom of speech, and we know YouTube is not the government. It is a private platform. It's owned privately, but it doesn't extend to platforms like YouTube. Freedom of speech. Look, how can you complain if you happen to be one who smokes or one who drinks and you go to somebody's house and says, listen, we don't smoke here. We don't drink here. Are you going to get angry that they have that limitation in their house? No, they own that house. That's their house. They can control it. So we really can't get angry at YouTube. They can do what they want. But initially, when you start to upload content as a new content creator, make sure to take your original content, and if it can go on YouTube without problems of censorship or being shadow banned, also upload it to places like Rumble, to places like TikTok, to other places. Because if one knocks you down, if one deletes all your content, then you have it somewhere else. This is not what YouTube wants. YouTube wants you as a content creator to live in fear, to say to yourself, oh, I have a lot of content, whether it's large or small, but you have content. And if I say this or say that or touch on a topic that they deem to be inappropriate. Now, I'm not trying to say that one should get there and use profanity or use sexually or put up sexually suggestive type content. But the bottom line is that we used to have a little leeway in what we said. And if we did not express ourselves in an insulting, scathing way, in an aggressive way, what's the problem with having a viewpoint, perspective, and opinion? Okay, this is your house, YouTube, and I'm going to still go there. But you know what? Initially, I'm going to upload my stuff everywhere else. And I tell you, people, when you do that, don't trust anyone. Don't trust any platform because they can become draconian and turn on you. Rumble looks like the good guys now, but maybe down the line, they'll cave into governmental pressure to go after people. And I forgot the gentleman's name, but he had lots of content and he spoke on things that made people think. And that's a problem with many social media platforms. So I applaud Rumble for going against the grain. But several governments came to Rumble and said, listen, and I forgot the gentleman's name. Maybe somebody here will remember. You need to ban him off your platform. Imagine a government stepping in. There was a government in Europe. They stepped in and they wrote to them and said, you need to take him off your platform because he's saying this, and that. In Rumble, and this is a general story. It's not like I'm going to say it and quote it verbatim. But basically, Rumble said, no, this is our platform. We don't have a problem with him. How dare you? Basically, they said that. So these are the things that are going on in social media. Yes, you watch videos, you look at videos. Maybe it may not be a concern for you, but you need to know what's going on behind the scenes because you have to be shrewd when you're out here in these social media streets right now as a content creator, because you can have your stuff 1 minute and have everything wiped out. Now, we talk about these solar storms. For those of us who, and this is an addendum, this is not something that YouTube or Rumble is speaking about between themselves. I just wanted to add this in. These solar storms that can happen within the next year or so. I don't care if it's 2 years, it might happen. And they say it's almost 100% guaranteed that these solar storms will affect the earth and everything electric, not just things electric, but the effect of what it will have. So if it burns out the electric grid and you have something stored on your hard drive of your computer, or you have something saved on YouTube, everything's wiped out. All of the content for everyone. And this is why when you string things together that don't seem to be related, there was another video that I saw where over at NASA in Florida, in the parking lot or in a parking lot, they had a collection of old vehicles. I mean, stuff from back in the 60s. And the speculation was when these storms come and other things happen to damage the grid, to damage cars that have computer chips in them, anything electronic that won't run, they have these old videos. I'm sorry, old videos. I'm thinking about videos now, right? I woke up just not too long ago. They have these old vehicles that don't depend on hooking your car up to a computer to see what was wrong or having a mini computer in it. These are vehicles that you can lift up the hood and fix them. The engine has carburetors, old carburetors. So these things won't be affected. So it's not so much that, well, they have these old vehicles, but for them to have a collection of vehicles like this, it tells you that they might be preparing for something. So you have to look beyond the foolishness that's put out on social media, the foolishness that's put out on even TikTok, even YouTube, and see it as a distraction. What are they distracting us from? When you see in the first month of the year, these scandals, Jermaine Dupri, P. Diddy, T.D. Jakes, and they keep pounding us with stuff. Okay, as a creator, you want to talk about it, you talk about it. But the bottom line is you're helping to distract people, because when I see all of the scandal, all of these crazy things that people begin to talk about and dominate their conversation, what are the powers that be doing while you're distracted? Why are they allowing these things to happen? Because yes, they allow these things to happen. It's much more controlled than we understand. But the bottom line is we need to look beyond the smoke screen and see what's really happening and why we're being so distracted. But yes, YouTube, Rumble has good intentions. YouTube doesn't want the creators to have options, because if you have options, they can't control what it is that you share, and you can have your content go out more and potentially have more reach. And YouTube wants to control what you watch, what you see, what's affecting your thinking, and the creators who are not afraid to speak the truth. Let me know what you think about that. We'll talk about it even more. LANCESCURV out. Peace.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LANCESCURV.com and follow SCURV on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LANCESCURV.